Well, I mean, the construction of housing is always welcome, obviously, you know. There's a huge need for housing. So whatever is announced, we welcome it, with a proviso, of course, you know. In this case, for example, they say that the 2,300 flats which will be built, 300 will go for pensioners. First of all, we think that that figure might be excessive, but we'll see. On the other hand, not all pensioners who are given a flat vacate their original flat. I mean, those who live in the private sector won't. So we don't know how many flats will be able to recover to allocate to those on the waiting list.
You've been calling for more rental housing stock for many, many years, but you also meet regularly with the housing department. Do you have any idea why there has been no announcement?
No. All we can say is that in the last manifesto, and I've got it here, the GSLP Liberals said that they would build more homes for rental. And under the heading General Rental Stock, they said that the GSLP Liberals would, if returned to office, build additional general rental stock in housing to effectively eradicate the waiting list. Well, that is not happening.
Tell us about some of the urgent cases that you're dealing with. How long have they been waiting for a rental property?
There are some 800 applicants on the list. Not all of them are urgent, of course. Very recently, we sent the Minister a list of 24 applicants who are on the medical A+ list, which is the most urgent. I mean, those applicants are real urgent applicants who need to be addressed as rapidly as possible. Yet, some of them have been on that list for the past 2 or 3 years, and only during the past 3 or 4 months, 3 have died waiting for an allocation. So we wonder how many others will pass away before they're given a proper allocation.
You say there are 800 on the list. Do you have any idea how far back some of those go?
The non-urgent ones might go back 10 years, 12 years, 13 years. But to clear up the backlog of the most urgent cases, we would need, I think, at least 300 flats. Some of these might be recovered through the pensioners exchange, or the pensioners when they vacate their original flats. But as I said before, not all of them live in government accommodation. Those who live in the private sector will not abandon or leave anything for the housing stock to allocate those on the list.
Do you accept, though, that when there are new properties built, there's always a movement around? It's almost like a dominoes effect, and so of course the government is waiting for properties to be vacated so that it can be available again for rental.
Yeah, the experience we have is that the so-called low-cost housing are taken up mainly by young people who live with the parents, so they don't leave anything for the government to use as rental stock. As I said before, the only ones who do are the pensioners, provided they live in government accommodation. If they live in the private sector, they won't.
Of course, your concern is also the delay in construction.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the government said that they would take 18 months to reclaim that land. So that would place another 18 months delay in a process which has already, well, I mean, if you look at the Bob Elisa Mews, those are 11 years in the making, I think, or 10 years in the making. So how long will this estate take if you add on another 18 months to reclaim the land? Why don't they use, for example, the Rooke area or the Colin Island area, even if it means doing half and half? It doesn't make sense.
So let me just ask you this. The 800 people on the rental waiting list, as far as you're concerned, there's no end in sight for that group?
No, I mean, those are the people who cannot afford to buy. Otherwise, they would have bought ages ago. We're talking about the elderly, people on very low income. Some of them occasionally drop out from the waiting list and put on put down their names to buy, but the majority can't afford to. I mean, we are talking about so-called low-cost housing, which is expensive for some people. You have got to have a young couple, one of which pays the rent or the mortgage, and the other one sort of, for living.
And what's your understanding of the pensioners' flats that are going to be available?
Those we welcome. As I said before, those are the only ones who vacate their bigger flats if they want to downsize. But again, if they live in the private sector, then they won't be able to release anything for government to use to rehouse people on the waiting list.